Excuse me. Hi, this is random. I was just walking by. I'm about to meet a friend, but you look very cute. I wanted to say what's up.
Thank you.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'd love to grab your number and grab coffee or something.
Awesome.
In this video, I'm going to talk about the main problems we face as Gen Z men, the unique problems to our generation when it comes to dating. And I'm going to offer solutions so that you could actually go out there and start living a fun dating life. Let's get into it. The problems we have as Gen Z men is that we grew up during a time where everybody was just on their phones. Social media, porn, dating apps. This, of course, resulted in us being the loneliest generation ever. Cancel culture made us question ourselves, Me Too, feminism, all that stuff. It made us question ourselves as men. Like, damn, do women even like me? Am I allowed to go approach a girl, or is that harassment? Is that catcalling? Am I allowed to tease a girl on a date, or is that kind of like too much? Do I have to ask for consent to like put my arm around her on a date? We're so worried about coming off as creepy and getting canceled. And then on the other side of this, you have like these manosphere red pill guys that are telling you that if you want a girlfriend, you need to be disrespectful to women. You need to be making $20K a month. You need to looks max. You got to start a digital marketing agency if you want a fucking girlfriend and move to Dubai or whatever. You just combine all of this stuff together and it's like, yeah, no wonder guys are lonely and insecure and second guessing themselves every time they want to go talk to a girl. We've just been through so much. We're getting all these different answers from everybody. Like, you got the Me Too stuff on one side, you got the fucking red pill guys on the other side. It's like, God damn, dude, like, what do I do? I'm gonna give you the solution to this right now, and I'm not acting like some guru in this video. I'm not acting like I'm some guy who knows everything, but I'm gonna share what worked for me. I used to be this socially anxious guy and insecure around women. I used to have all of these thoughts of like, I don't want to, cross any boundaries. I'm worried that approaching a girl is like catcalling. I don't know what to do about that. I figured out how to go from being that socially anxious guy to being more confident in my skin and having a fun dating life. I'm going to share what worked for me, and there's a good chance that it'll work for you too. So first of all, you clicked on this because you want to have a fun dating life. What does a fun dating life even mean? Let's just define that. Let's get on the same page, okay? So from my own experience, as well as coaching guys one-on-one, as well as in a group setting in my private community, what I've realized is that a fun dating life basically means the same thing for everybody. What it means for most guys is that they have this first period where they're hooking up with girls a lot, like at least 1 to 2, maybe 3 girls per week. You're going on a lot of dates. You're living that fun life that comes with being a confident single guy. And then eventually, after like a few months or maybe even a few years of that, depending on the type of guy that you are, you eventually narrow it down to one girl and you choose her instead of settling for her. That's basically what a fun dating life is. It's this fun single life in the beginning and then narrowing it down to one girl to start a relationship with. The misconception that a lot of shy, introverted, timid, overthinking guys have, they think that in order to achieve that fun dating life, they need to be this extroverted club guy. This guy who's like going to the clubs. He's looks maxed already for like 4 years. He looks amazing. He gets matches with hot girls on dating apps. He's charismatic. He's witty. He dresses like this, You know the type of guy I'm talking about, like just like the Chad type of guy. What if I told you that you could have just as many girls in your bedroom as this guy per week, per month, whatever you want to do, without needing to looks max for 4 years, without needing to be charismatic, have riz, without needing to go to clubs every weekend and do all that? You could literally just be yourself and get just as many girls as that guy. How do you do that, you might ask? By approaching women during the day. Again, bro, you don't need dating apps. You don't need nightlife. There is another option, which is just approaching women during the day. And I'm going to talk about that in this video. Also, I just want to mention the fact that approaching just sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. It's kind of like the technical term, I guess the way that you could summarize this the best. I don't really like using it, but it's way faster than saying starting a spontaneous conversation with a girl that you see during the day. But basically, that's all that means, is just walking up to a girl at like a mall or a park and being like, hey, I thought you were cute. I wanted to come say hi. Something like that. The thing is, though, a lot of guys worry about this, especially the Gen Z guys, right? We worry that this is catcalling. We worry that we have to be like, it's like a minefield. It's like, how do we fucking avoid getting canceled? I mean, that's not really even a thing, to be honest. But We have these worries. You know what I mean? A lot of guys have these worries. They don't want to be creepy. They want to be respectful, which is wonderful. Yeah, like be a respectful guy. You don't need to disrespect women to have a fun dating life. The thing is, it's totally not risky to do if you're being authentic and friendly, okay? Women really appreciate authenticity. I'm not going to lie. I've learned this from the last few years of doing this, is that women actually really, really like authenticity. And it's way better than if you try to be cool, be somebody that you're not. That's kind of the wonderful thing about approaching, or at least the way that I teach it in my YouTube videos as well as in my private community, Natural Confidence Lab. Go check that out. Being authentic is fucking in demand right now. So many women just want a regular guy. They don't want a fuckboy. They don't want this like red pill, manosphere influenced guy. And okay, I'm going to also dispel this idea that like women is like this mass collective term where it's like, women are just like hive mind, like they all want the same thing. Women are all different, okay? There's women that are into the fuck boys. There's women that love, the nightlife Chad guys. And there's also women that are introverted and socially anxious and play Minecraft. And if you approach them at a Starbucks, that would be awesome for them. They're like, cool, like this is so cool. And they're both attractive. Like both of those girls are just as attractive as one another. So it's not like women are all the same. That's another idea that a lot of guys have. It's like, what do women want? It's like, bro, yeah, women want different things, okay? But what I'm going to be teaching you in this is to how to appeal to women that are high quality. Okay, women that want authenticity. They don't want this fuckboy guy. And I'm assuming that that's who you want to become too, this authentic, confident version of yourself. You don't want to become this fuckboy. The key is genuinely leaning into this authenticity, this vulnerability, okay? Like even if you're nervous, right? Like let's say you're authentic, real, honest self right now. You're a nervous guy, right? You're kind of overthinking things. You don't really know what to say. You could literally walk up to a girl and be like, hey, this is kind of random. I'm a little bit nervous right now. I don't really do this, but I thought you were really cute. I had to come say hi real quick. And you saying that you're nervous, just kind of getting it off your chest. Again, that's authentic, that's vulnerable, that's honest. And bro, a girl will appreciate that. All right. It's not a guarantee. Like nothing is a guarantee with approaching, right? She might be fucking married. You don't know. But being authentic is in demand right now. And if you don't want to become a fuckboy, you don't want to spend 5 years looks maxing to get results on dating apps because that's a long fucking time. This is the direction you need to go. It's the easiest thing in my opinion. Just approaching a girl with your authentic, honest personality. And again, being nervous but still going for it is fucking attractive. So again, even if you're this nervous guy, walking up to a girl and being like, hey, excuse me, I don't really do this. I'm kind of nervous to be doing this right now, honestly, but I thought you were really cute and wanted to say what's up real quick. That's attractive. The fact that you're this nervous guy, but you're still going for what you want. Like you're not letting your fear stop you. Like that's pretty fucking cool, okay? Like you don't need Riz. That's the thing, is that so many guys are worried about what to say. They're worried that they're not smooth enough with women. And it's like, bro, you don't need Riz to get girls. You really don't. You have to remember that getting girls ultimately is just about forming a connection with girls, okay? It starts with this human connection, making eye contact with them, making them laugh. Maybe she makes you laugh. Like maybe she's a funny person. You talk about something interesting. That's where this connection forms. And that's the thing, is that when you stop trying to be perfect and you stop putting this pressure on yourself to be this witty, charismatic, perfect guy, I might not know what to say when I walk up to this girl, but I'm going to do it anyways and see what happens. Like women don't want you to have the perfect line. They literally just want to get to know you. And so many girls are dying for this. Like so many girls are tired of the dating apps. They're tired of the fuck boys. They want a genuine, honest guy. I've literally had girls tell me in these interactions, some of these interactions I've filmed actually, and some of them I've just, obviously had just in my regular life. And I've literally had girls tell me to my face, guys don't do this anymore. Like no one really does this anymore. Thanks for walking up to me. Like you made my day. Like literally girls are craving these interactions because dude, it's literally in their nature to like have this happen to them. Like for most of history up until like 20 years ago, maybe, this is how you got girls. Like this is how relationships formed. A guy would walk up to a girl and, talk to her, have this like beautiful spontaneous moment where he's being honest and brave and vulnerable. Like it takes bravery from guys to do this. And honestly, most women are aware of that. Most women, even if they are married and like they reject you or something, they'll literally tell you like, hey, don't let my rejection like, fuck you up. Like, keep doing this. Like, this was cool. I've had girls tell me that. I've had, like, literally guys that I've coached one-on-one. I would be listening to the conversation because I'd mic them up and I'd be hearing them. And they've literally, like, yeah, they were a little bit nervous and stuff, but they would get rejected sometimes from girls in such a nice way. Like, the girls would be like, this was cool. Like, keep doing this. Like, I have a boyfriend, but like, don't stop because I said no. So many women are honestly very, very awesome. And most of those girls are actually girls that you won't find on dating apps or, at the clubs. So that's the other thing is like these high quality girls, these like wife material, awesome, genuine girls. It doesn't matter if you're going to be in a relationship with them or just hook up with them. A lot of girls are actually not using dating apps or going to nightlife stuff. Okay. They have like regular healthy lives where they're not spending, 10 hours on their phone every day, spending their weekends, getting drunk and vaping. There's tons of amazing girls out there that have hobbies and you're not really going to see them or even get to know them unless you just walked up to them on the sidewalk or at a park or whatever. So that's another thing is like there's so many girls that you're missing out on that will fucking blow your mind with how awesome they are. Like they don't fit this like weird stereotype that you might have of women where they're like this like mean, like hot, like club going girl that's just like impress me. Like you need to fucking impress me. It's like, no, like there's tons of amazing women out there that are funny and sexy and smart. And you have to actually just walk up to them to meet them. And dude, I'm not going to lie. Like it's scary. Okay. You're watching this right now thinking, fuck dude, like the only way I'm going to get a fun dating life is by like doing this scary thing. And it's like, I'm not going to lie, like, yeah, that's the only way out is by facing your fears, being brave, and doing this scary thing. I genuinely believe that every man needs to have like a cold approach arc in his life. Because on the surface, you will achieve a fun dating life doing this, like you 100% will. It's literally like statistically impossible that you're not going to have a fun dating life because as long as you're approaching women and meeting enough women, there's going to be like a portion of them that are actually interested in you. Okay. So you will have a fun dating life doing this. But on a deeper level, it builds your confidence like nothing else, dude. Think about like how crazy approaching a girl is. Like you see this girl and you have no reason to go talk to her. That's kind of this worry that a lot of guys have is like, I need a reason to go talk to a girl that I like, that I think is cute. And that keeps a lot of guys from ever approaching a girl because they don't have this like universally generated reason. Like, oh, like maybe we're coworkers or maybe, oh, actually that would be a bad idea. Don't do that. But, maybe you see a girl and you have like the same shoes and it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of a reason to like strike up a conversation. Or maybe you see a girl and you like have a mutual friend or maybe you've seen her around somewhere and you're like, oh, like that's a reason to go start a conversation with a girl, right? But it's like, dude, the world doesn't really give you that many reasons to go talk to somebody. It's not like the movies where you bump into a girl on the train and it's like, oh my God, like, haha, let me help you pick up your stuff. And it's like, you fucking start talking. Like, the world doesn't do that, okay? And if you start trying to bump into girls just to force this shit, that's fucking weird. Don't do that. The beautiful thing about approaching women that I've found in my life is that it literally, like, you give yourself a reason. You realize that, hey, you don't need the world to give you permission to go talk to somebody or to just like in general to do something that you want to do. You don't need permission. If you want to do something, you just go and do it. And that's the whole thing with approaching is that you see this girl and you're like, I want to go talk to her. All right, I'm just going to go do that because I want to. I want to. Not because I have permission from the world or, she's giving me these like signals like she's fucking rubbing herself, like looking at me like that, as if that's going to happen. Okay. No, like no girl is going to be like staring at you, giving you signals. She might give you a quick glance or something, but it's like, no, ultimately you need to just walk up to a girl because you wanted to. And it's beautiful. Like so many men need to experience this feeling, this transformation of doing something because they internally wanted to do it. The other amazing thing with this is that it literally grounds your identity. Right now, if you're this introverted, timid guy, you're trying to figure out like, okay, like what do women find attractive? How do I attract more women into my life? You're seeing these like looks max guys or whatever. You think you need to become that. You think you need to change your identity, your core identity to get girls. And that's the furthest thing from the truth, dude. Once you start approaching women and you feel a little bit more relaxed as you do it, like over time, you'll start to feel more like yourself. You're not going to be overthinking things too much. And you're going to realize, like, cool, my actual identity is attractive enough to get girls. It's just that I'm not really trying right now. Like, I'm not really putting myself out there. And there is this like learning curve where you're still nervous and you're not really able to like truly express yourself like in authentically, like in who you are. But you do get to a point, and it kind of varies depending on who you are. You do get to a point where you start feeling very, very relaxed when you do this and you don't really give a fuck, which just lets your honest, authentic personality come out. And that's always when you're going to be the most attractive to women. When you're just chill, you're indifferent, you're talking to her just as if you would be talking to a friend of yours or something. Like, you don't really, like, you're not thinking about like being somebody that you're not. You know what I mean? I realized this literally like over time. I would kind of build up this confidence and this, it's not even confidence, it's more like indifference. And that's really like the same thing when it comes to this. Like, confidence is just indifference, like not giving a fuck. I realized like I would literally like hook up with multiple girls per week. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just letting you know like how I realized this. I started achieving that where I was like, damn, like it kind of got to a point where it was tiring, by the way. Like, I would hook up with one girl on like a Wednesday and then a different girl on a Thursday. And it made sex feel very like regular. I was like, sex is just like this regular thing. Like, it's not even that interesting to be. I was like looking forward to being alone, to be honest. And I remember like one week I hooked up with multiple girls and then I stopped. I just like became super closed off for the next couple of weeks because I was like drained. I was like, God damn, I need to like fucking chill a little bit. But yeah, I'd be hooking up with multiple girls per week. And I'm like, I didn't have to fucking be anybody that I'm not to achieve this. I just had to like become more relaxed than I used to be. So it's like you will get to a point, like it seems kind of like this big mountain that you need to cross right now, like this like fear of approaching women. And it's like this huge, scary thing, like getting over this fear, getting over the anxiety, getting to a point where you're not like feeling too anxious when you're actually in the conversation, kind of knowing what to say. And you will figure all that out, bro. I promise you, you will figure all that out. I believe in you, okay? Eventually you get to a point where you're just kind of being yourself and you're not really giving a fuck. And it's really, really nice, honestly. And then you start getting results from that. You start hooking up with girls and going on dates and forming like relationships even. And you're like, damn, like I'm cool. Like, I'm actually like the guy that I am naturally is like a cool guy who gets girls. Again, girls are all different. Like, the girls that I attract might be different than the girls that you attract. I'm into self-improvement, so that's the type of girls that I'm into, is like girls that are also into that type of stuff. Those are the girls that I connect with most, to be honest. But let's say you're like a nerdy guy who likes playing board games with his friends. Like, dude, there's attractive women that also like doing that. So maybe that's going to be the type of girl that you attract because you have something in common there. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't try to like copy me. Don't try to copy anybody. The truth to all of this is that as you do this more, you become more confident and grounded in who you are, and you will start getting results, like results out of this. Like, basically, you will start hooking up with girls that you specifically attract, like your personality attracts, okay? But it all starts with you putting yourself out there. And yeah, you're going to talk to girls that you don't vibe with at all. Okay, you're going to have conversations with girls that are awkward, and it's not really even your fault. It's just kind of like there's no vibe there to begin with. Like, she's just not the type of girl that, you know, would be interested in you in the first place. And that's totally fine. There's tons of girls that I've approached that I didn't really feel that connection with. There was like no vibe. And it felt kind of awkward. It's like, man, like it feels like a rejection kind of, but it's like, no, like she just doesn't fit my personality at all. It's pretty surprising because it's like, you'll be the same person. Like, you'll approach a girl kind of the same way. Like, you'll approach multiple girls the same way. Like, you're being yourself the entire time. And one girl likes you and, you know, has a nice smile, and then she's like looking at you and asking you questions, and she's interested in you. And then, you know, the next day you approach a girl the exact same way. Like, you say the same thing maybe, and she's just kind of like closed off and weird. And it's like, all right, that's just who she is. You know what I mean? But once you start getting results, you're going to feel really good about who you are. But you have to just face these fears. That's where it all starts. And always remember this. only beyond your comfort zone is where growth truly begins. I genuinely believe that. If you like this, I have a private community where I get into this so much more. There's like 5+ hours of course content in there that's private. It's exclusive to that community. So go check it out if you're interested. It's also a community of like-minded, growth-oriented guys. And these are good dudes. These aren't like fuckboys, okay? These are like growth-oriented, like good-hearted guys, okay? And I think we need more of those types of guys in the world, honestly. Like you could be on self-improvement, get girls, and also be a genuinely good dude. It's all possible, and that's exactly what I teach in my community. I really appreciate anybody that sticks around until the very end. You're awesome. If you want to see a more detailed breakdown of an approach I did recently, then go check this video out that you see on the screen. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment your favorite part, do all that fun YouTube stuff. It would really help me out, help me grow my channel. And that's it. I'll see you next time.